So we're here in Abu Dhabi this year for the 14th edition of the World Policy Conference. Can you come back to the first one in 2008 when you had the idea about this conference?
Yes, it's quite easy actually, because at the beginning of the century, I was one of the few people convinced that we were not entering a nice new world, a flat brave new world, and of the flat world of Tom Friedman, this sort of world. I was convinced that after the collapse of the Soviet Union, we were more likely to go back to history as it was before the Cold War, before the freeze of the Cold War, you see. And this is why I wanted to create a conference that would not be dominated by the viewpoint of the superpowers or the great powers, essentially the United States, and definitely not against the United States, but that would take the viewpoints of smaller countries, middle powers, as we call them, to look at the world from their own viewpoint before the great reshuffling, if I may say so. And actually the first edition took place in October of 2008, just a few days after the collapse of Lehman Brothers. And since then we have had a series of shocks, and now we are entering a new phase which is totally different from what it was during the Cold War. So this is the vocation of the WPC, a relatively small conference covering all the big subjects of the present and giving the floor to middle powers.
Yeah, we have a great diversity of personalities coming here, yes. From companies, from different regions in the world. Is that important to have that diversity? Also in the topics, we're going to talk about sovereignty, agriculture, technology.
It is very important. There are two kinds of diversities. Diversities of the subjects, as you just point out. For instance, technology today is a major subject, obviously, but also the diversity of people, because if you listen head of state or in Africa, for instance, you will unavoidably learn things that you did not know before, if only a certain manner of looking at the world. And that's essential, the way they see the world. And talking about, for instance, democracy in a country like Singapore, you look at a reality that you cannot really think carefully if you spend your life in Paris or in Stockholm or in The Hague.
Yeah. Or in China.
Definitely in China.
China will be one of the biggest topics this year, I think.
China is a major topic. Actually, now we have two major topics. One is the consequences of all kinds, consequences of the pandemic. And the second one is the rise of China with an acceleration of the rivalry between the United States and China. These are the two big topics of the day.
This year.
Yes, this year and probably in the coming years.